it's not going to have the same uptime, etc. But even if you have way worse uptime, 2 to 3 hours is a lot less than 150 days.
Yeah, but maybe to use the LLM example is a way to bridge to people who doesn't come from this world. So when you're developing the new model, and then you train it for days or months, and then when you're done with the training and all that, then you sort of lock it, and then you take it home, and then this is the product that you're now servicing in GPT 4.0.
Yeah.
So the difference is between all the hours of compute to train the model, the LLM, and then to bring it home and then productize it. So I think for many companies, if you understand what we're doing here with machine learning, is the difference between the training time and then to put things in production at home. So then you can have your one setup, how you actually use it with your customers in the end. But here, to compress the job of training the model, the underlying model, that's what what this is all about.
And I think it's interesting to get back to the training versus inference time at some point, because even if you have something trained here, you will need to put it to production some days, and then you can potentially need even more compute. But I'll add that to the list, and let's get back to.
But was that my layman's example, like to understand when we want to use a supercomputer in LLM terms?
Yeah. And if you're adding something to the list, note down compute continuum as well.
Compute continuum. Okay, I'm getting
That's
very
a good one.
Yeah. Let's see.
No,
thinking Star Trek when you're saying that. Okay.
it's a cliffhanger. But I think going back to most machine learning models are trained they're first trained on data, and then they're validated, and then they're tested, and then they're put into production. And when they're put into production, that's where the customer meets it, right? But if the training and the validating and the testing is sort of not supercomputer intensive, you can have it sort of in a production environment, you can have it in the cloud, and then you can just deploy models quite frequently. But if each training is quite big, then you have a lot of lag between when you start training the model and when you sort of deploy it. And then if you put that in a supercomputer context instead, and you compress from 150 days to 2 to 3 hours, that's a very extreme example. I think it sounds very extreme. Then you can deploy models much quicker, and you don't have to spend it, because each hour is cheaper on these machines, and also, they're actually free. But even if you were to pay for them, because you can also pay for hours as well.
I think, great example. And I think it would be fun to just go through some example project, perhaps something you have seen recently being done. But before that, I'd just like to close the topic when we spoke about HPC versus AI